When people think of Bruce Lee, they often picture a lightning-fast martial artist throwing punches and kicks with near-superhuman precision. But what most people don't know is that Bruce Lee didn't just practice one martial art, he created his own. What's even more surprising is that a large part of Bruce Lee's own fighting style was influenced by boxing, yes, the same sport practiced in rings all over the world. Today, we're going to break down exactly how Bruce Lee developed his own boxing-inspired martial art, why it shocked the world, and what made it so effective. Stay with me till the end because you'll get to see how Bruce's moves were more than just speed and power. They were a carefully engineered system of techniques that blended East and West in a way no one had done before. Why Bruce Lee rejected traditional martial arts. Before we dive into his boxing style, it's important to understand Bruce Lee's mindset. Early in his life, Bruce trained in Wing Chun, a traditional Chinese martial art. While Wing Chun taught him discipline and some fundamental techniques, Bruce quickly realized its limitations. He noticed that in a real fight, things didn't always go according to form. Fights were messy, chaotic, and didn't follow predictable patterns. Wing Chun, like many traditional martial arts, relied on rigid stances and set sequences of moves. Bruce believed that these limitations made fighters slower and less adaptable. Bruce Lee once famously said, "Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, add what is specifically your own." This philosophy guided his journey into creating Jeet Kune Do, his own personal fighting method. At the heart of Jeet Kune Do was a heavy influence from boxing. Bruce admired how boxers moved, dodged, and attacked. He saw boxing not just as a sport but as a practical fighting system that could save lives in real combat situations. His rejection of tradition wasn't disrespect, it was innovation. Bruce Lee's first encounter with boxing. Bruce's exposure to boxing wasn't just theoretical. When he was young, living in Hong Kong, Western boxing had already begun to make its way into the local culture. He watched footage of legendary boxers like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Jack Dempsey. Bruce observed their footwork, their slipping, their jabbing. What impressed him the most wasn't just their punching power, but how they used rhythm, timing, and body mechanics. In fact, Bruce once entered a boxing tournament in high school. Even though he was more trained in martial arts, he won the tournament by combining his knowledge of both boxing and Wing Chun. This was a turning point that convinced him boxing had something special. Unlike many martial arts styles that emphasized elaborate forms, boxing focused on simplicity: jab, cross, hook, uppercut. But within that simplicity was incredible depth. Timing, positioning, and defense mattered just as much as offense. The birth of Jeet Kune Do, boxing as the core.